Are you somebody that struggles to get things done? Me personally, I have been thinking about making this video for 4 days, and I have finally had everything prepared. And I use this tips that I will give you today to actually make this video. So today we will talk about procrastination. And yeah, it's funny because I actually deal with procrastination. Like I deal with that in my everyday basis on an everyday basis, from homeworks and stuff like writing essays to work things. Let's say my manager at my job, she instructs me to, or he instructs me to do anything, and you know it's not like a necessity. I might have to, like, I might have to, like, implement a system to get those things done. Otherwise, I will procrastinate and leave it for the last minute. So today I want to talk about what those systems and those techniques are, and hopefully they can help you with with whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. So the first thing that I want to mention that is super helpful to me is having an inspiration to do a certain thing. And I said inspiration, not motivation, because for those of you that don't know, motivation is an incentive to do a thing for a certain period of time. So it's not unlimited. You run out of motivation. Inspiration, on the other hand, is an intrinsic incentive that lasts a lifetime, or however long you want it to last. So we need to um, have inspiration in order to avoid procrastination. Procrastination is, when you leave things for last minute, when you do things last. For example, you have an essay due in 7 days. You wait until the 7th day and then you do it. That's procrastination. And sometimes procrastination leads to low quality products, low quality services. You're like the example of the homework. If I turn in my essay in the last day, on the 7th day, that essay is not gonna be good as if I had started on the first day of the week and I had worked, every day, or at least 3 or 4 days, whatever long it takes me to write a good essay. However long it takes me to write a good essay, it's gonna be way worse if I just do it on the last day. So that's the thing with procrastination. It leads to bad quality, and sometimes it doesn't even lead to anything, because if you procrastinate for too long and you miss the deadline, a lot of things have deadlines, even in business. So even if you're in business, don't think that you can get away with procrastination. There's always deadlines no matter what you're doing. Like, for example, in business, if you're an investor interested in whatever product you have, they might give you a deadline. They might say, you need to have this much sales by this time, or else I'm not investing in your company. And if you procrastinate and you don't do anything to get those sales to the level that that investor wants you to have it, then you could, lose millions of dollars in your business. Same thing could happen with a customer. Like, let me use the example of a marketing business. Your customer can give you a deadline. He could say, look, if you don't get me 20 clients by the end of the week for the amount of money that I'm paying you, I'm gonna stop doing business with you. So you could lose potentially like hundreds, thousands, millions of dollars, just because you procrastinated. You waited for the last minute to, like, actually put in the work, and instead of getting the customer 20 clients, you got him 10, which is absolutely not acceptable in this scenario. So, like I said, you have to have inspiration. When I'm gonna write an essay for school, you know, Me personally, I'm not going into a writing field, so it is harder for me to get like the inspiration to actually go and write the essay. But I can say it's scientifically proven that writing essays improves our critical thinking skills. And me wanting to be a business owner and being interested in businesses, I am required to have a very high level of critical thinking. Therefore, if I write these essays, I can practice my critical thinking, getting me one step closer to my goal of being a good critical thinker. You see, that's inspiration. In my case, that's inspiration to write an essay. But for your case, it could be something else. Let's say you are in a field where writing essays is more useful, such as somebody that wants to be a writer, journalist, etc. You can say you practicing something that you will use later on in your career. So that's the first step. Make sure you have inspiration. Whatever, just think about it before you do anything that you don't want to do. Think about why you're doing it. And if it serves no value, it does nothing for you, and you're not interested in it, then why are you doing it? You know. I know there's things that we have to do that are hard, but if you're not getting any value from it, you're not learning anything from it, and you don't like doing it, then why are you doing it? Don't do it. Now, let's say you get through that, you find the inspiration, you have a reason to do it, then let's move on to the second step, which is to prepare everything. So you're gonna set up the table. There's this entrepreneur, Brian Tracy. He has a book about it. He uses the metaphor of eating a frog. So let's say you're gonna eat a frog. How would you do it? How would you go about doing it? I mean, nobody wants to eat a frog, so we have to make it. But let's say you have no choice but to eat a frog. How would you go about doing it? Well, according to Brian Tracy, he says you have to set the table first. So you're gonna prepare everything. Let's go back to the example of the essay. If you're gonna write an essay and you don't want to do it, first you're gonna prepare everything. So you're gonna get the script, not the script. I'm sorry. You're gonna get the outline. You're gonna write, this is where my introduction is gonna go. This is where my thesis is gonna go. Then I'm gonna have 3 body paragraphs. Then I'm gonna have a counter argument. Then I'm gonna have a rebuttal. Then I have my conclusion. Blah blah blah. So you're gonna write your outline for an essay. Then you're gonna write, some facts that you can use. Then you're gonna gather your sources. Then you're gonna get in the mood. If you have, you're gonna be comfortable with your home. Get in some comfortable clothes. Get some good posture if it helps you. Make sure clean your room, clean your keyboard, wipe your computer screen. Have a little snack, drink a coffee, whatever you need to do. And that just means that you have the table ready. So back to the scenario of the frog. You have the dishes. You have a nice clean table. You have your utensils. You have a beautiful plate ready, and now you have the frog in front of you. So you're not gonna eat the whole frog. So this is the next step. After that, you're gonna do things in chunks. So you're gonna eat the frog little by little. You're not gonna just eat the whole frog. Sometimes you do have to eat the whole frog, but like I said, once you set everything up, it's gonna be way easier to just have the whole frog. Or if you have no choice but to finish one thing in a day, then you just have to finish the whole thing in a day. But if you have everything ready beforehand, it's gonna be way easier versus just starting out without having anything prepared, anything ready. So, but if you have the choice to do it in chunks, then it's gonna be way easier for you and less harder to procrastinate and more harder to procrastinate. Um, in my case, making this video, I can do the whole thing in one shoot in just one day, or I can do it in like between like 4 days. I can write a script, set up my camera, um, set up my microphone, making sure everything is working, connect everything, and then I can start recording instead of just trying to get everything done and just thinking about the final product. You can think about the final product, but you can go chunk by chunk. You don't have to eat the whole frog. So once again, if you have the frog in front of you, you can cut it up and eat one piece, then eat the other piece, and eat the other piece. You don't have to swallow the whole frog. And that's just an analogy. That's just a metaphor for everything else in life. And that's what works for me. And I'm sure it will work for you as well. Just apply it and try it yourself. See, and then let me know how that went for you. Um, but yeah, guys. With that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.